Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk. I'm back here with another video today. A little late on the video, not too much. It happened yesterday, but today I want to talk about the Welcome to Rathe going out of print. Now, there's probably a ton of really important and influential people talking about this, and I'm going to try to give kind of a different perspective on it, on how I perceive it. I'll kind of give my 1 or 2 cents about it, and then we'll kind of talk about the fun part on what I think I personally they're going to do, like tenfold hat idea. Nothing too crazy, but I just want to talk about it. So Welcome to Rathe went out of print, obviously, following Crucible, War, and Arcane Rising. All 3 sets went out of print pretty quickly, and I'll give my reasoning on why I think that is here in a second. But it's pretty surprising. I didn't think it was going to go out of print personally until either right before Everfest launched or right after, like going into the new season of the set. So that's when I really truly thought Welcome to Rathe was going to go out of print. But it went not worse, but way earlier than we thought. As you can see here, one last time, they're going to do a kind of basically a pre-release for Everfest. It's not Everfest, where it's Welcome to Rathe Draft, where you can win cold foil young heroes, which is awesome. And the one thing I like about this the most is that you register each LGS is going to have 16 slots with 16 cold foil heroes, and you pre-register to get into the event. It's going to, the way I'm reading it is it's only a max. Yeah, it's a max of 16 players, as it says right here, per event. So if your LGS has a large group of people, it really sucks for that group, because like, let's say your LGS has normally like 32 person events, maybe it's in a big city, only 16 people are going to get access to do this. So that kind of sucks. But for your average LGS, it probably has like 10 to 20 people. This is awesome because everyone's going to win one, or at least regardless of the size of your LGS, anybody who participates in one of these is going to win a cold foil hero, which is awesome. I'm glad that they're letting anyone do it. They're doing 3 rounds of Swiss draft, and then based on standings, doing another 3 rounds of Swiss with draft. And drafting Welcome to Rathe is so much fun with the generics and kind of different stuff you can do. It's really, really fun, and I'm really excited to see how that turns out. I know I'll definitely be at our local store for that event going into Everfest. But as far as going out of print, it does suck that LSS, and this is my opinion, this is not coming from a place of hate or distaste, but like they were kind of, how do I put this, misleading when it comes to the out of print. Yes, out of print, or unlimited print, not out of print. Unlimited print, what it actually meant was once the demand goes below a certain threshold for a certain amount of time, they're going to go out of print. The unlimited sets are going to go out of print due to demand, right, or due to lack of demand. But they didn't really explicitly say that when the sets first came out, and I think it misled a lot of people. And again, this is not coming from a place of like being upset. It's just being logical. Like, lying to someone is the same as, there's no difference like withholding the truth or like kind of skirting around like what the obvious should be is just as bad as lying in a certain situation. I think they should have came out and been a lot more explicitly clear on what unlimited edition meant. However, at the end of the day, like, we knew these sets were going to get printed forever, right? Like, so you can't really get too upset at them. Like, there's no way they're going to be able to print 10, 20 plus sets over the course of 3 years, like continuously. Like, no one does that. That anyone that thought that these were just always going to be a thing, like, come on, man. That's just not feasible. They're also going to be giving out an alpha pack per region, which is insane. Like, 1 alpha pack, so that'll be really interesting to see. What does this mean for the game, right? And this is what I wanted to talk about and kind of what I wanted to go through. Right now, all we have is Tales of Aria and Monarch. That's it. We don't have anything else. Welcome to Rathe's gone. Arcane Rising's gone. Crucible War's gone. We're going to have Everfest, which is a supplemental set for all heroes. So there's 2 ways to look at this. As a current player, like not a new player, right? You have still all the heroes to kind of choose from, but it's gonna drastically go down as far as card selection and stuff like that if you don't have all the cards. And the weird thing about it is people are focusing on like Enlightened Strike and Command and Conquer and all this, and is that going to get reprinted? What's going to be really interesting is like all the base level like core common cards that people don't know, like don't think about, like Sink Below and like all these like random Crippling Crush and these cards that aren't like $50 cards, but they're also like $5, $10 cards, even like a couple dollar cards, specialization cards for the heroes that went out of print, stuff like that. I think people aren't going to realize that those cards, like, they'll eventually get reprinted. I'm almost positive. Like, there's no way they're not going to reprint a lot of the staples, especially from Walk on a Wraith. And they already talked about the fact that, James White talked about how he's going to do like a core set type set list in the future, where they're basically going to do like an all reprint list, which will be nice. But overall, like, these cards are going to drastically go down, and you're not going to realize the cards you don't have access to until you don't have access to them and they're shooting up in price. So that's going to be really interesting. Another thing I think that this is a sign of, and this is just my opinion, I could be totally wrong on this, I think Everfest is going to have a lot of heroes, a lot of new heroes. Crucible War had 6 heroes, right? They all were Blitz, but it had 6 heroes. That's where Blitz was really kind of introduced and came into the fold, right? Like, if you look at heroes of Wraith here, Iris started out as a Blitz hero. Then we got 4 CC. We got another 4 CC with the young versions, right? But then Crucible had 6 heroes, all of which were Blitz oriented, right? And I think personally that they're going to do the same thing with Everfest. I think you're going to get at least 4 new heroes, because you think about it. I mean, they essentially are now stopping printing 4, 8, plus 6, 14, 14 heroes are now not going to be printed anymore. So they're going to have, I mean, they took 14 out and they only have 7 left. So, they took out 2/3 of their hero pool. So I think they're going to really restock the heroes quickly. I could see them having, I'm going to guess, 4 to 5 new heroes in the Everfest set. I really think they are. And then the first set, you're going to have another 4 to 5 new heroes. I think they're wanting to cycle that out. From them going out of print so quickly and so consecutively, I see that as LSS trying to like do turnover with new heroes and almost force people to play new heroes, or like want to play new heroes just because of quantity and demand and availability and stuff like that. That's my opinion. I think you're going to get a lot of new heroes and a lot of kind of different trends and how they're going to do things. Like the Everfest is going to have elemental stuff. I also think personally, I think we're going to see 1 new class in Everfest, whether it's Bard or Alchemist, I don't know, or Cleric or something like that. But I think we're going to see 4 to 5 new heroes. I'd say 4 is the safe bet. And I think we're going to see 1 new class. That's my opinion. Same thing with the supplemental set, or the next set that's not a supplemental. The one negative to this is new players. It really sucks. Like, once Welcome to Race gone, like 6 months from now, those new players aren't going to be able to play the old heroes. Whether they care or not, is to be determined. But it really sucks, if someone pulls, a really good card, or something that's really good for one of the old heroes that can, doesn't really apply anymore. It's going to be interesting to see how they do reprints. I don't think they're going to reprint as much as people think they are in the supplemental set. I think they're going to do a couple staples and that's it. I think they'll do that. I think they'll do 1 or probably 2 or 3 like new sets, and then they'll do like a core set towards the end of next year. That's my guess. It's like super out there. But yeah, I don't think it's bad. Like, obviously, there was like, not misleading, but it just wasn't made evident of what unlimited actually meant, in my opinion. But at the same time, like, as a consumer, for people to get mad about this, like, you can't really get mad about it. We all knew that these sets were going to go out of print eventually. And if you're mad that you don't have certain cards, like, instead of buying case after case searching for a card, just buy that card. Obviously, some of the high-level stable cards, like Command Conquer and E-Strike, are a lot of money. But the other cards, like, it's one of those things where, like, no one cares until it's taken away from them. Like, half the people complain about Welcome to Wraith going out of print probably haven't bought a Welcome to Wraith pack in who knows how long. So it's just funny to me that a lot of people complain. I see a lot of people complaining that 100% haven't bought a Welcome to Wraith pack in a while. So it really sucks for the new players more than the consistent players, in my opinion. How is that going to change the meta? I don't think it'll really change the meta that much, at least not early. It's not, I mean, right now it's kind of like Briar versus Ice with a couple other things, in my opinion. But I don't think it's going to change the meta too much. I think we have to wait till after Everfest to kind of see where the meta goes. It's been really interesting. It's kind of a lull for Fab as a whole. We're going to see how it kind of shapes up as far as when these new sets come out. But on a positive note, it's going to be really cool to see these Cold 4 heroes do some nice draft of Welcome to Wraith one last time. And then hopefully they reprint in the future, which I'm sure they will. But let me know your thoughts. I'm not as negative on it as other people. It's just a fact of card games. You can't print out every set forever. It's just not a thing. anybody that thought that, they were just kind of like hoping for a dream that's not going to happen. So that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what your thoughts are. I love to hear other people's opinions. Whether you agree or disagree with me, it's okay. But yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe on the video. Let me know your thoughts on this going out of print and the future sets coming up. Go to other Flesh Bug creators, see what their opinions are on it. Leave comments on their stuff as well, so we can get more people talking about the game. Really excited to make some more videos. I have a couple of to shoot. I'm going to be making this weekend. So yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode of TCG Talk, and I'll talk to y'all guys next time. Thank you so much.